Hey, it's Avenue. Welcome to RawRadioX.com. Real Raw Radio.
Look at you, man. I see you sitting on the couch about to roll up that big old ball of nasty-ass, sticky-ass, stimmy-ass streetball. Ugh, that shit is weak. Watching Maury Povich. Everest College is accredited by the West Coast Commission of Non-Accredited Schools. You can learn anything. They got courses in whatever you want to know. Criminology, plumbing, dope chopping, dope cooking, weed transporting, anything. Even if you want to go on the other side of the law, you can learn some shit. Don't you want to do something with your life? All you do is smoke street ball all day. You don't take care of your kid, bitch. You strip all night. I'm studying gynecologist. Yes, ladies, I specialize in ovarian observations. And your boy do free pap smears and mammograms on the 1st and 15th. Enrolling in Everest, up my pimp game 2,000%. Cool bitches at this motherfucker. And check this out. They all got low self-esteem. You got cool-ass black broads, busted down snow bunnies and shit. You got some motherfucking cool-ass Latinas with nice asses and lips and titties is ready to fuck. Me amo es el verga de puro. Yo tengo más grande verga de todo. And if your bread ain't right, don't even trip, because Everest College accepts all forms of payment for your tuition. WIC, EBT, food stamps. If you really about your grinding, if you really about your paper, you can get your motherfucking bachelor's degree in 3 months. You too can aspire to make minimum wage one day, pimping. Fuck the University of Phoenix. I'm down with Everest. Everest.
Must be twins.
Ha!
Har, har.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I'd like to welcome you aboard this Galaxy-class Starcraft flight service to the Crown from the Warp Gate. Once we get airborne today, our flight time will be around
2 hours.
We're expecting a fairly smooth ride with possibilities of turbulence once we approach our destination. Currently, back on the ad. The winds are out of the south at 13 miles an hour. Excellent visibility, scattered clouds, and temperature is about 73 degrees. We'll be en route as soon as we have close to a full house. Once again, welcome aboard, and we thank you for choosing to fly this Galaxy. We know you have many choices at the Warp Gate when you fly. We thank you for choosing us.
We're the reason you sleep in till noon. It's Avenue and Friends on RawRadioX.com. And now here's your host. Illegal in 48 states and still the perfect face for the radio. He is Avenue.
Yo and hello fam, welcome to another edition of Avenue and Friends here on RawRadioX.com. It's what we do every Thursday at high noon, 11 a.m. Central and 9 a.m. Pacific. Good morning, Los Angeles, Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Oakland, and everywhere in between. Good afternoon everywhere. Good day. How you doing? How your toes doing? How's your drive time commute and all that good stuff?
What time is it in Australia right now?
good day, mate. They're asleep. It's late. It's like 3, 4 in the morning.
They're done.
Like in Melbourne and in Sydney and in Canberra, they're knocked out. It's a wrap. Shout out to Ava Torch, by the way. I know they're enjoying their winter right now, and actually in the mountains of Australia as we speak, Katoomba woke up to snow. They woke up to snow in the Blue Mountains. I'm sure Ava was enjoying that. So yeah. Shout out to Ava. We're going to hear a little bit of some of her music later on in the show. But before we do that and jump into the scrum and, do what it is we do, we will introduce my co-pilots for the day. We have a lighter flight.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, so we may get up into the air. We may ascend a little quicker because we're not carrying a heavy load. I only have two of my 4 co-pilots with me. So without further ado, of course, to my left is the one and only, always cool, calm, and popping his collar. It's the young lion, young Simba. And no, trust me, when I say that,
He ain't lying.
it's true. It's Fonz.
What's going on? Fonz, a.k.a. Young Simba, New Lion King. What's going on, folks?
What's good,
I
fam?
love
What's
that
good?
introduction, man.
we just got to state the facts so everyone knows who they're listening to. Of course, that voice right there, you've known him from various shows here, including, the Avenue Show and the Lunchbox. It's that one guy who just always seems to come through when you need him to, with all the hoops and the buckets and the highlight reel stuff.
Boom, shakalaka!
That's right. He's
on fire!
It's clutch.
I'm all of those things. And, you can catch me anytime, any place, anywhere, pretty much. So, I'm not in my house all the time.
Are you somewhat nomadic in nature?
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm always being clutch to people I don't know and people I do know.
Dig that. Well, shout out to our other co-host, Cheddar, who is at work right now. So go ahead, Cheddar, make that Cheddar. And it's really not easy being Saint Easy. Naya's not feeling too well right now, so we hope you feel better. Get well soon. We miss you up here. Miss both you guys here in the studio. I need someone else to,
313-462-0107. Hey, there's not a lot of room today.
That's true. So we can go ahead and we actually have time and room to bullshit a little bit more. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. And speaking of which, we do have to get the sponsors out of the way. So let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Lowered expectations.
That's right. Today's show is, and every show, has been brought to you by Lowered Expectations. They no longer provide me with my with relationship services, but they seem to make up for it in so many other ways.
Yeah,
many other ways. It's not just for relationships. Trust me. You can have lowered expectations for a lot of other things.
I have my lowest expectations for relationships, so, kudos to you.
Well, things change. But speaking of things changing, we'll talk about that very shortly after we continue to pay some bills because, we've got to pay them, sponsors, and this guy.
What'll it be, guys?
I'll have a scotch on the rocks.
I'll have a Samuel Adams. I'll have a Samuel Jackson.
You know something? I'll have a Samuel Jackson, too.
Me 3. 3 Samuel Jacksons coming right up. Good motherfucking coach, motherfucker. Samuel Jackson. Named painstakingly by me. Samuel L. Jackson. It'll get you drunk.
That is true. And, of course, also the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, the divorce lawyers of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, who have sponsored a special segment that we will be talking about later on in the show, before the mid-show break. So stick around. We have a lot of stuff, a loaded show, even with a less crowded, more calm studio.
Oh, yeah, we're still going to hold it down.
Oh, yeah, we still get it done.
Yeah.
We still get it done. That's.
Oh, it's true.
Nothing else needs to be said.
Not really, because
You can't handle the truth.
All right, folks. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into that scrum. Here's the news.
It's the news. We do this every week. Get used to it.
You know, you don't even let me go into the segment with a straight face, Clark. Thanks a lot.
I can't do
you
it.
just purposely. I think you do this now. I've caught on to your game, sir. I've caught on to this. You refuse to let me into this segment with a straight face because you know it's bullshit as we enter it, and that's fine. Thank you. Yes, there's a flag. There's a flag on the play. That's right.
Flag on the play.
That's right.
Yeah,
5 yards, sir. That's fine.
encroachment right there.
That's encroachment.
That's encroachment.
Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that one. God.
Oh, Naya, you see what you're missing out on?
That was a good one, dog. I can't even throw the red one at him.
In the news, that's right. You can't challenge it. In the news this week, a Tennessee woman was arrested for printing her own money after reading online that President Obama had made it legal. You really can't make this stuff up. And even when you can, shout out to The Onion, some people still do it in real life. And this is one of those cases. In the case of it was on the internet, so it must be true.
Yep.
A Tennessee woman was arrested for trying to use counterfeit money. She explained to the police that she read online that President Barack Obama had passed a law making it legal. This is the problem when you have people who have social media pages and they subscribe to places like The Onion and LoveThatNews.com.
Yeah.
This is the problem because you get folks who read that shit and
Who
take
really
it
believe
literally.
it. Yeah.
Miss Pamela Downs of Kingsport, Tennessee, was arrested on Sunday after giving a clerk at a gas station a $5 bill, which he suspected might be counterfeit. A police officer dispatched to the gas station wrote in his report that the fake money appeared to have been printed on a home printer with the two sides glued together. Downs initially explained to the police officer that she had received the fake money at another gas station in nearby Bristol, Tennessee, a few days earlier, and had never really looked at it. She agreed to have her purse searched. Police discovered a fake $100 bill printed in black and white.
Black and white?
With the backside glued on, upside down. Police also found that was a test run.
She didn't even try.
Police also found receipts in her purse showing she had purchased a printer and copy paper at a local Walmart.
Walmart.
After being handcuffed and placed in a cruiser, Downs reportedly said, "I don't give a." Oh wow! You know what? We're a family-friendly show, and I need to remind myself that. So before I go on and continue that quote, again, Downs reportedly said, "I don't give a." All these other get to print money, so I can too. That's what we do. See what we do at Raw Radio X?
Yeah. For the people.
It's
For the
that's
people.
right. It's and most importantly, it's for the children. In an interview at the jail, Downs she admitted to printing the money in her apartment, stating that she read online that President Obama had made a new law permitting her to print her own money because she is on a fixed income. I'm sorry. Now, I never say these words, and folks who know me, especially folks on Facebook and on the Facebook page, that's facebook.com/That Avenue Show. Again, that is facebook.com/That Avenue Show. Go ahead and give that page a like. I never say this, but this is a case of white privilege right here. Because this woman actually said this and thought that it was going to fly because she is on a fixed income. If that were the case, I know a lot of people personally who would have done this a long time ago.
Yeah,
myself included. And she actually thought this was going to fly. A search of her apartment uncovered printing supplies, including copy paper, scissors, glue, and a printer.
She tried.
Several more counterfeit bills, both cut and uncut, were also found, with police estimating the total to be around $30,000 to $50,000.
Damn.
She was trying to make it.
I'm not, the most astute when it comes to the criminal mind, but I'm just going to do some math here. All that work that she put into it, couldn't if you were just like, maybe did what every other upstanding Tennessee resident does and just start a meth lab?
Start Breaking Bad.
Right. I mean, you could have made real profit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had to worry about counterfeit bills being floated around in Walmarts and gas stations getting you caught up.
Apparently bad counterfeit bills because they're
really bad.
They're upside down and in black and white. Like she might as well start coloring them in herself.
Oh boy. But folks, don't believe everything you read online. Please. There's some people, I can't believe that disclaimer has to be made in 2015.
Which is sad.
It's extremely sad. And the reason why I say that is because it's a beautiful segue to this story. Butt implants explode.
Oh yeah.
This was fortunately debunked from our friends at News 4 in San Antonio, Texas. Howdy, San Antonio. It was a woman in Boston who supposedly, allegedly, she was in a coma after her butt implants exploded while she was doing squats at the gym.
Okay.
It's definitely a fake. The story was making the rounds after being published on newswatch33.com. That is a fake news site. Again, just like Love That News and The Onion, and The Onion is purposely satirical. But these other ones are just, they kind of put that little thing like in a corner, like, this is fake, by the way. But no one's going to read that. And, look at this. We have been graced with the presence of cheese. It's the one and only. Hold on, let me adjust your mic, fam. Hold on, let me adjust your mic.
Cheddar.
Cheddar in the building, dog.
Cheddar needs cheddar tails.
Man, I was missing my fam, man. What's good?
What's going on?
There he is. It is Cheddar in the building. What's good, fam?
Shit, man, that 4-mile walk ain't no hoe. That's all I'm
4
saying.
miles.
Hey, those are the first 2 cussing words of the show.
They really are. Well, not really, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, we got to. If we count the
First 2, not for me.
Oh yeah,
because
nice.
because I'm me. And see, this is how efficient we are. Our plane took off, and our co-pilot got a ride on a jet and joined us mid-flight. That's what what? That's dedication, folks. That's what I'm talking about. This is Avenue and Friends. This is what we do. That's what I'm talking about, folks.
Wow.
So we're going to continue on with the news, though. So, again, don't believe everything you read on the Internet, because if it's on the Internet, it must be true. No. Because according to my Facebook page, I'm 109 years old. I am only 76. So, let's just get that all straightened out and out the way.
Did you just subtract your real age from your fake age?
A little bit.
Nice.
I got skills. I know. I have skills. Every time I roll up my sleeves, I discover new talents. I keep telling y'all. It's not a game.
Like math dyslexia?
Yeah, pretty much. So, folks, just don't believe everything you hear, okay? Now, on that note, there are some things that we do see on the Internet that are, without a doubt, true. And some of these things, of course, involve celebrities. If you are a celebrity, it would probably not be a good idea to say things that could be misconstrued as a terroristic threat.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Now, I'm not going to say any names specifically, but I'll just say, let's just say it could be a guy named Old Hug, and
wow, really?
It's this idiot named Young Thug who has been arrested on terroristic threats. Has anyone heard about this?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. What did you take about that? What was your take on this?
So as I was reading the story, apparently Young Thug and Birdman pretty much are kind of sort of putting a hit on Lil Wayne. That's what it's really like kind of developing to. I don't know what's going on with those guys. It was just reported over the weekend that Birdman, Lil Wayne just got into a fight where, I don't know, I think
Birdman threw a bottle of water or a glass.
Yeah, upside Weezy's head. So,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there.
It looks like there's been a slight update on the story. It's been obtained by news people that the official warrant for this incident, which states that Mr. Thug, Mr. Young Thug, threatened to shoot the victim in the face at a mall. The victim is reportedly a Mr. Chris May. He's the director of security at the Perimeter Mall in Atlanta, where this incident took place July 7th. The threat from Thug was reportedly made as he was being escorted out of the mall for unknown reasons, probably for
being a nuisance.
Yeah.
Probably for, saying...
A few other things, too.
Saying inaudible things that, were considered,
I mean, he came to Masonic Temple, and that building is like an amazing architectural design, year old as all hell, and he just came in there and just flat out kicking in doors, not like pulling off the rails,
Yeah.
Like he was going hard. He doesn't care about a lot of things.
Yeah,
Well,
he probably was like,
He was arrested by U.S. Marshals who were carrying out an outstanding warrant for terroristic threats issued by the Dunwoody, Georgia Police Department. He was taken in by officers without incident around 6 a.m. And was transferred to the DeKalb County Jail to await his initial court appearance and bond hearing.
you couldn't see me if I had a genie.
Wow. And folks may not be seeing him in a while. True. Which I ain't gonna lie about right now. I'm not exactly upset about this, but wow. So instead of getting him jailed for horrible lyrics, quote unquote, I'm using that word loosely. Instead of getting jailed for that, you're getting him for this. Which, you know what?
Hey, I'll take it.
I'll take it. Small victories.
Victories.
We'll
Small
take
victories.
them where we can.
Yeah.
Take them where we can.
We got Young Thug off on terrorism. Oh, well, we'll take it.
Didn't see that coming.
Not at all. Not at all.
Got it.
Speaking of things that weren't seen coming, Detroit, I love you.
Oh, here
I
we
love
go.
you, Detroit.
Yeah, we're just having that type of day today. We're just giving you the real somber news. Like, look,
well, that's not somber, but it's
Oh, what fresh hell is this?
Detroit. Look, folks, this story comes from the East Side. The East Side, and a liquor store on Mack and Connor. Folks here in Detroit are familiar with that neck of the woods. A shout out to my brother Dustin, Doc Sue in Seoul, Korea. I know you're familiar.
That one at you?
I know you're familiar. No, but he's very familiar. He taught at a elementary school over in that area, Carson's Elementary.
Oh, he got a car.
So he's familiar with that neighborhood. But around there's a liquor store where thieves broke through a brick wall with sledgehammers. They broke through the store, and of the many things they stole, of most importance were obviously Newport cigarettes and Hennessy.
That's not even a joke.
They were caught on camera after ransacking a Detroit convenience store. They made their way through with sledgehammers. They stole cartons of cigarettes, loads, like metric shitloads of, and that's an actual measurement, of lottery tickets, as well as, and I quote, all the high-priced liquor, all the big bottles. And this is coming from the owner of the store. You can see we don't have any big bottles left. 1,800 Patron, anything that is higher priced, plus the Newport cigarettes. They went through 2 brick walls. That store has been in their family since 1968, and the current owner and his brother have been running that store since 1978.
And if you want to report this crime, call 1-800-SPEAK UP.
Well, the thing is that it was caught on tape, and the best part is that they say this is the second time in 2 months. The last time they went through the back, the thieves did, and the thieves that time were caught in the act. That was the first time. That was the first time in the past 2 months. But police have dusted, the place for fingerprints and all the rigmarole and whatnot.
Yeah, it sounds like the opening to the barbershop film.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Anthony Anderson trying to go steal that ATM, but they were kind of numbskulls or pretty much idiots and going about doing it.
Yeah.
Feels like these guys are going up that same alley. Like if they was like, was that Muggsy and Boss from Looney Tunes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There's still something missing in this story. For some reason, there's a gaping hole in this story.
Okay, all right. Let's give a quiz. Let's give a quiz to everybody. Listening at home. Pop quiz. So, what most people don't know is that when you walk into a liquor store in the Detroit area, there's a bulletproof glass.
Yes.
Behind the bulletproof glass is the cigarettes and the liquor.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's true.
So what these thieves did was, the bulletproof glass denotes, what's valuable, so we'll take all of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, the lottery tickets,
Yeah,
the liquor
I'm mad they took a
and the
lot of
cigarette.
tickets. Like, even,
I bet they didn't take any of your condoms though.
right. Like, if they were to hit on the lottery, it wouldn't matter because they stole it.
They stole right. So
Yeah.
what are they gonna do? Well, you know, I hear there's a valuable black market for lottery tickets nowadays. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah. What else could they do about that? I'm not sure. But that's what's going on. It's that kind of a deal. I guess it's really that tough out here that you got to rob the liquor store for a good time.
Oh,
liquor and cigarettes, folks.
Right, like you couldn't buy. Well, I guess if you don't want a 40 for like all of $1.50, which goddamn, it's so sad. But yeah, you can buy you a 40 in a Lucy. You be out there with $3.
Exactly. All right.
Nope, they wanted to get the rosé.
Yeah, they wanted that Ciroc.
Yeah.
They're getting real.
See
happy
what you
off
did,
of that.
Diddy? You're beating coaches up, and now you got people stealing your shit.
Ciroc is kind of delicious. Well, some of the flavors. Like the coconut one is delicious.
It's unfair how smooth that is. Like I did not want to like it just because of how like people were hyping it up, and then I was like, oh whoa, this is not going to give me a hangover tomorrow.
Right. Exactly. Well, folks, we're going to get ready to go to our first break of the show. We'll mix it up a little bit real quick. Started off with something real smooth, a personal favorite of Clutch's right here. We're going to kick things off with some Daily with Let It Go.
I'm going to be listening to this.
Avenue and Friends. Here on RawRadioX.com. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about 50 Cent. And we will celebrate the fact that love won. Hashtag love wins. But we will also talk about the downside of that. Hashtag welcome to the club. Folks, it's Avenue and Friends here on RawRadioX.com. You know the rules.
This is my house, and these are my rules.
And we will be back very shortly. Enjoy the ride, and enjoy this from Daily, and also Eliza Nils before we come back.
Giggity, giggity, giggity goo.
50 Cent jokes.
Sober in a stranger's bed, blue sheets, cold memories, waiting for the ice to break. Looking at the clock again, time's face tells nothing. So tell me why I hesitate. Hesitate to say your name, say good morning, bring you into my day. Or will it be the same? Take your hand and let it go. 'Cause now I'm so in love with love I don't know. But I know I've been here before. This back and forth. It's getting old. It's getting old. Don't waste no time. Just make up your mind. I'll let it go. Let it go. 'Cause I won't be somewhere in a stranger's bed. She's cold memories. Somewhere in a stranger's bed. She's cold memories. 3 steps from the door. I'm so close and I'm so far from ending right back where I started. And your voice is in my memories I can't forget. Won't let me leave with no regret. So do I take your hand or let it go? 'Cause now you're so in love with love you don't know. No. This back and forth. It's getting old. It's getting old. It's getting old. Don't waste no time.
Hey, it's Simone Winter. You're listening to Avenue and Friends on rawradiox.com.
Louder Than Life Music Festival returns to Champions Park near downtown Louisville, Kentucky, October 3rd and 4th, 2015. Second annual celebration of the region's culture and cuisine, once again featuring award-winning bourbons and spirits, gourmet man food, and a powerful music lineup. Louder Than Life's premier selection of bourbon, whiskey, craft beer, and gourmet man food is curated personally by festival creator Danny Weimer. The spectacular music lineup of rock legends and breaking talent include Rob Zombie, ZZ Top, Godsmack, Shinedown, Leonard Skinner, Slash featuring Miles Kennedy Conspirators, Breaking Benjamin, Three Doors Down, Bring Me the Horizon, and many, many more. For more information, visit www.louderthanlifefestival.com. You can also purchase tickets, camping packages, and VIP packages. Again, it's at www.louderthanlifefestival.com, October 3rd and 4th, 2015 in Louisville, Kentucky.
I'm breaking and entering. There ain't no need to call the cops. No, no. I say I'm breaking and entering, darling. There ain't no need to call the cops. No, no. No, 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 no. Said I'm breaking and entering. I'm gonna make your heart stop. Said I'm gonna find a way. I said I'm gonna find a way into your heart. I'm just looking for the best place to start now. The best place to start now. Seducing a man ain't no easy job. It's like robbing an armored car. You only get one chance to go real far. I'm breaking and entering, darling. There ain't no need to call the cops. Ain't no need to call the cops. I said I'm breaking and entering, darling. There ain't no need to call the cops. No, 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 no. Said I'm breaking and entering, darling. I'm gonna make your gun tapping on your window. Oh, baby, looks like there ain't nobody at home. Where are you, baby? Nobody at home, no, no. I said I'm tapping on your window. It looks like there ain't nobody at home. Nobody at home. Ain't nobody at home. So I Jimmy the light. hear the door pound, and I slide right in and I make your gun I'm gonna feel your gun. Feel your gun
And now, back to the show.
Welcome back to Avenue and Friends here on RawRadioX.com. Still giving you that real raw radio. And folks, shout out to everyone listening in on TuneIn Radio. Of course, I'm sure you've downloaded that app. It is free for your Androids and iPhones. And also, shout out to everyone listening in, of course, on that mobile-friendly site, because that's where you tune in. It's rawradiox.com. And we want to thank everyone for listening all over the place. Seriously, we are now stretching over into so many countries. We're definitely on both coasts and various places in between. Thank you for all of the support.
And did I mention it's free?
Of course, that's the best part. It's free.
It's so free to listen to us.
Exactly. It's still free. So you got to love that. We are your weekly therapy session. It's part of, that Thirsty Thursday. It's the liquid lunch.
Yeah.
But definitely want to shout out DJ Dirty White, our homeboy Rick, who today, this will be a new transition here at Raw Radio X. DJ Dirty White will be the new owner-operator of RawRadioX.com.
All right.
It will be official today. And in fact, you can check him out later on with, of course, Andrew the Man Expert and Mr. Lee himself. That is today on Crush Crew Radio. That's tonight at 9/8 Central here on RawRadioX.com, right after the Nerd Table. So check them out and join the celebration. It's a very joyous occasion here, a very momentous day, a historic day here at RawRadioX.com. And we're just glad to be a part of it and part of the transition.
Hey,
we're the last show.
Man?
We're the last show of the old Raw Radio X, really,
Wow.
and definitely now
OGs.
the last official. Yeah.
Last of the OGs there.
Yeah, for real though.
Yeah.
Oh, that means we got to go out with a bang.
Or just not go out.
Oh, a bang. I have a few of those. Yeah. I love them.
Bananas.
Banana clips. And speaking of which, we also do, I keep forgetting our newest sponsor. God, because, everyone has to shop, right?
Wanna ride off and it goes to me. I'll make him do it. But he gotta eat the booty like groceries. But he gotta get rid of these toast to me. I might have to make selling his soul for me. Ooh, it's all supposed to be.
All right.
Farmer Jack.
I just had to get that out of my system.
Awesome, Farmer Jack. All right.
I just had to get that out of my system. It's funny because you mentioned Farmer Jack. A&P is still reeling right now. Of course, A&P, the parent company of Farmer Jack, and that large subsidiary, which included Food Emporium and, of course, A&P stores and many others. They've been vanishing over the past 15, 20 years or whatnot. And I saw an article that stated that there were more of them in the New York area and in the New England that were disappearing, and they're just really going out of style. They're vanishing. They're going the way of the Kmart's and the old Sears stores and Montgomery Wards and whatnot.
Do they list any reasons why those stores are going out of business? Is it just a change of the times? And
it's more of a change of the times and more of a switch from the, unfortunately, still some of the smaller chains now. They're feeling the pain that the mom and pop stores have been feeling, because now they're getting beat out by the conglomerates, the Walmarts and the ones like the Myers. And right now, I mean, on the East Coast, the giant food chains I know are pretty popular. Harris Teeter is gaining ground, Wegmans and whatnot. The bigger ones, those big block stores, they're taking over. So the smaller traditional chains like the A&Ps, and we had A&P here, but and we had Food Emporium in the Bloomfield Hills, of course. They were Farmer Jack's here in the city, now all gone. But those have been replaced. And a lot of those stores, they've been, I mean, that chain has filed bankruptcy. But, sometimes you do that to just restructure your finances. But in many cases, some people go into attempt to restructure and they can't come back from it. And in the case of a company, sometimes that could be the end of it. You may eventually get swallowed up by someone, which seems to be more popular these days. Or, you could go the way of Eastern Airlines back in the late 80s.
But what if, you're not just a conglomerate? What if you're a single man that's actually filing for bankruptcy?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
I think we have an example of that. A man by the name of Curtis James Jackson III.
50 Cent jokes.
Oh!
Shit.
You know what? I got a question for you.
What?
You have 21 of them?
Ooh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I need to remember to keep that arsenal with me, when I'm up in the club.
Ooh. If I can't do it.
But just a little bit of your arsenal.
Hey, you chill out over there. You came late. Don't start stunting.
There will be way too many men of us making these jokes.
it could get bad real quick, so let's stick to the script here. 50 Cent, he filed for bankruptcy in a Hartford, Connecticut court Monday. The rap artist is seeking Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and according to the documents filed by his attorney, he owes between $10 and $50 million to his creditors.
Wow.
It seems like more or less he's not. I don't think he's like straight up bankrupt. It's because isn't he getting sued by Rick Ross's baby mama, who wants $5 million, and
it's a little part of it.
Basically, he's making sure that he ain't trying to pay that.
Exactly. See, Chapter 11 is a type of filing usually used by corporations to restructure a business, like an A&P, for example, there, in the face of crippling debt. 50 Cent, however, in this case, he's listed as the sole debtor in this case. So, of course, yes, this filing comes on the heels of the Manhattan Civil Court ruling that the rapper must pay $5 million to a Florida woman who says, that's who you were talking about, who said that Mr. Jackson posted a sex tape of her on the internet in 2009. And further deliberations in that case are expected to continue this week. Those could impose additional charges on 50 Cent. So it's still far from over. And a spokesperson for the law firm that represents 50 in this case, they said in a statement that he filed for bankruptcy to continue his involvement with various business interests and continue his work as an entertainer while he pursues an orderly reorganization of his financial affairs.
Basically, he's just not about to he's trying not to pay that money because it'd be hard pressed to see 50 Cent going through what he made a cool $200 million off of the vitamin water deal. That was back about 7 years ago or so.
Yeah.
Really, a lot of his investments through I remember the app Uber, the Uber Twitter and Uber Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when he made heavy investments in that. I want to say that was about 4 or 5 years ago, and then he actually invested in Uber, the company itself, the taxi service.
Yeah, he
did.
So
he made a $8 million investment, I believe. So I think he's making back $20 million a year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a very savvy businessman. A lot of people give credit to Jay-Z, but, I mean, you 50 Cent, you can't give him you can't throw his shade his way. Not at all.
See, look, he basically committed a massacre He's like slaughtering all of his, debts right now.
Yeah, he's doing this before he self-destructs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You can see.
Or is he giving himself trying to buy some time so he can bury a couple little seeds offshore somewhere?
He's just patiently waiting.
Oh,
not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
Good.
How long have you been sitting on that one, sir?
Yeah.
Were you patiently waiting on that one? Just a little bit, just a little.
I get one.
That's fair. That was a good one. It's all good. That's how they drop those. In my hood.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, isn't I'm not gonna go for a pun, but isn't that how Donald Trump has done that 4 times now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one has brought this up during his presidential campaign. That he
not yet.
He filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy 4 times.
People are still too busy either one being
he did that
wowed by his ignorance. They're just being like his ignorance is
hilarious.
It's astounding, and they're being amazed by how there are so many people who are supporting it.
Yeah.
Like we are now seeing in this country, which is a great segue into a brief political chat real quick. That is a great example of where this country stands as far as our personal level of hubris and just arrogance. Just how full of ourselves we are, because
he's rich.
There is no way you could tell me that there's so many people who feel that they are aligned with the same values, or that he has the same values as they do. That man is the epitome of the 1%, and the people who are supporting him
that's funny
are not even. They're like maybe 3 paychecks ahead of me on the pay grade. It's like, come on, are you serious?
Yeah,
and you think this guy is representing you?
Not at all.
You couldn't afford to live in any of his fucking properties. Not one.
Not one.
Not only could you not afford it, he wouldn't want you living there.
He would only hire you to pull the trash in the waste baskets, maybe, of some of his lower end properties. So you're not working even in his New York properties. You're gonna be the custodial staff on one of those towers in Tampa that he's got.
You're fired.
Jersey.
Not even. No. That's still a little higher pay grade. No. The real estate market up there is ridiculous. The East Coast is insane.
You're fired.
No. I mean, I don't get it. The fact that there are that many people out here who are supporting Donald Trump already, and it's still a relatively negligible number in the scheme of things. But
you're fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna. What the hell was I gonna say? Damn it, Clutch.
You're fired.
Oh yeah, no. About his whole situation while he's been under fire lately.
There it
was
is.
His whole stance on Mexico. His comments on Mexico was somebody's doing the raping in this country.
You're fired.
And he accused Mexicans of doing it.
What fresh hell is this?
Yeah.
You're fired, dog.
He's a presidential candidate, y'all. At first, I thought this was just an ironic thing that people were backing him, but no, I think people are really. I don't want to say they're missing the joke. I don't know if they're really taking him this seriously.
And this idiocracy is coming to life.
Yeah,
it is. It is. It's the whole movie.
It really is. I don't get how people are really pushing this man. Whatever you persuasion you do for voting, that's really up to you. But there has to be a line drawn for a specific person that you just can't go for.
You can finally see that the only people voting are special interests.
Yeah.
You can finally see it because we not interested. We're not interested in this. You're fired. We're not doing this no more. We don't even want to vote on this. For real. Okay, so special interests just inflate Donald Trump's name because you think that you can get his off the books money when he become president. You go out and try to wine dine him so he can give you a couple $1 million because he got it. Man.
Yeah, well now the PGA is actually thinking about not doing any tours on any of his Trump golf courses right now. ESPN actually just recently pulled out from doing coverage for one of their courses. So it's people that are, not supporting this. NBC, fired him.
Yeah.
Also Macy's fired him. And
hey, look, he was fired.
He literally, that's the irony of all this.
Yeah, you're fired.
He's getting fired from these corporations, and yet you're still going to support him as a president.
Right.
What the...
He's such a rebel.
Are you...
He's such a rebel. Yes.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me, America. You've got to be kidding me.
Look at
Please tell me that there are at least 16% of you right now, at least on the Republican side, who aren't that dumb.
Hey, look, even the Republicans on his side are infighting. Like, please don't say the stuff that you said. You're going to destroy our whole party.
Even Lindsey Graham wants him to shut up. What does that tell you?
You're going to destroy our party, bro. You're fired. Like they trying to fire him.
Oh, it gives me a slight headache thinking about it.
That's why I'm.
You know what?
Batman.
I'm all for Klimt over here. Discuss.
Yes.
Discuss amongst yourselves.
Batman.
I'm all for Klimt. Discuss.
All right, so look, this next election in 2016, I'm just gonna let you know, just straight up, this is gonna be the worst election ever. Like, yeah, you ever just been so disinterested in an election ever? This one is bad. This one is terrible.
Like, I haven't seen one good candidate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Cheddar, we might have to just vote in Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I was gonna say straight back. I'm voting for
Crusader.
Batman.
He's the candidate
You know
that
what
we
I'm
all
saying?
deserve, but the one that folks don't really know that they want.
Man, I'm comfortable voting in Brian Williams at this point.
Brian Williams,
Yeah.
because he was there.
Yeah, he was there. He's a war hero.
Sir, I will have you know that Brian Williams was not there.
Oh.
That is not true.
Oh.
That is a lie. And in fact, I do believe we
He's
may
good enough for president.
I do believe we may have some proof of Brian Williams.
So what would Cheddar? What would be like Bruce Wayne or Batman's? I don't know, his slogan or his campaign speech or something like that. Just
I don't know. I think it'd be like.
It'll be a song. I Got
some
Money by
Fast
50
and
Cent.
Furious shit.
Yeah, it'll just be I Got Money by 50 Cent. It's just easy. That's his theme song.
I could see like his spokesperson being like Superman or some shit.
yeah, I was gonna say Superman's definitely VP. He's not.
You know what? There it is. I knew I had it somewhere around in here. Speaking of Brian Williams, I'm so glad you brought him up.
He's the president.
And I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with a bitty to be waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up tough because you noticed that butt was stuffed. Deep in the jeans she's wearing, I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh baby, wanna get with ya and take your picture. My homeboy tried to warn me that butt you got me
so horny.
I like them round and big, and when I'm throwing a gig, I just can't help myself. I'm acting like an animal. Now here's my scandal. I wanna get you home and double up, I ain't talking about Playboy, cause silicone parts are made for toys. So your girlfriend rolls a Honda, playing work outtakes by Fonda, but Fonda ain't got a motor in the back of her Honda. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. You can do side bends or sit-ups, but please don't lose that butt. So ladies, if you want to roll my Mercedes, shake it, shake that healthy butt. Baby got back.
So so that happened.
He got my vote.
The bell.
Flat out.
The
He got
bell.
my vote.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Oh boy.
Now, if he were to read a campaign speech off of the backside of a woman, whew, he'd have my vote. I'd turn the other cheek on that one.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. That was nice. On that note, folks, I think we should let's call it a break. Let's get into the mid-show break and get ready for our next roundtable discussion. I like this. We're opening things up and we're broadening some horizons here. I like it.
Brian Williams for president. For real.
That's what we do on Avenue and Friends. We'll be back after this, folks. Enjoy the mid-show break. It's time of the time of the show where you can just chill back and roam about the cabin. Go ahead and relax and chill with us. That's why you've taken flight with us, isn't it?
Eastside Jerome for president.
Oh, yeah, I will vote for that guy.
It's rawradiox.com, folks. It's Avenue and Friends. Eastside Jerome. And this is real life. The Real Life of East Side Jerome. No, it's the Cinematic Orchestra with Real Life, Evolution 2. And we'll be back after this, get into the mix, and go ahead and chill with your captains. It's the mid-show flight. Mwah. We'll be back.
you. Yeah, you. What are you doing? You know what you should be doing right now? You should log on to rawradiox.com. And for those of you on the go, just check out TuneIn and search Raw Radio X. It's that easy. rawradiox.com. The hottest music around, locally and abroad. It's what we do. It's rawradiox.com. Real, raw radio. Hey friends, Avenue here. Do you wake up from a self-induced flatulence coma? Do your loved ones keep you away from open flames? Are you tired of running away from your own past gas to save your life? Then Poop Be Gone is for you. Poop Be Gone doesn't just hide farts, it overpowers them. The deodorizing enzymes let out love puffs of their own while suffocating your stench, leaving children and small animals safe without the fuss of calling FEMA or a hazmat team. If you're tired of smelling like Rush Limbaugh's diapers, Steve Harvey's relationship advice, and you want to take your life back, get Poop Be Gone today. Available at fine retailers like Earl's Meat Shack, Cunningham Drugs, and liquor stores citywide.
This is White Dog Detroit, and you're listening to Raw Radio X. Real Raw Radio.
There was a time when I didn't have no one, didn't have no love. Do you remember the love that we once had? Well, if I had the chance to love you again, I would make your heart forget I was ever there. If we forget the past, I know this time love will last forever or always for love. Ooh. I'm not coming home anymore. Does it matter? Well, if I had the chance to hold you again, I'd fill your heart with joy, make you remember I'm the only one for you. Yes, let's throw the bad memories out and make this the first day of forever or always love. I'd be a fool to ever change. If he says
show.
Yo and hello, fam. Welcome back to Avenue and Friends here on rawradiox.com. You just heard a little bit of Layla Hathaway with Forever, For Always, For Love. And we kicked off the set with the Cinematic Orchestra with Real Life, Evolution 2. Always requested and asked about. Yeah, I dig that too, folks. It's the Cinematic Orchestra. Look them up. Their entire catalog is quite impressive. A group I dig, and hopefully I'll be able to, give you a little more of in the future here on Avenue and Friends. So stick around and keep tuning in, you dig? It's a little bit of what we do. We mix things up and smooth it out after your hump day, getting ready to transition into your weekend. It's Avenue and Friends, folks, here on rawradiox.com. You know it and you love it. And now it's time for what you came for. It's our roundtable discussion of the week, which we did get a little bit of feedback on. That's not all that common.
We got feedback for real.
I mean, folks are, for some odd reason, they're a little afraid to. They think I bite, folks. I keep telling y'all I only do that upon request. Don't be scared. But don't be scared. It is time for our roundtable discussion of the week. We want to know: is it time to tax the churches? And is it time to, finally, if they're going to preach public policy and enforce that upon the public, is it time to make the religious institutions pay their fair share? So that's what we're talking about, and that is our roundtable discussion of the week. So let's get things started. And I want to know your take on this, folks, before I go into detail.
Okay, so who?
Oh, go ahead, Clutch.
All right. So look. All right, you gotta tax the churches, man. It's about time. Like, the churches have influenced public policy for centuries. For centuries.
Yeah, as long as we pretty much have politics, religion has definitely influenced it.
And that means the people who went to church are now in politics.
Right. Like look at most of the people that have been president. They're almost always Christian.
Well, even without that, like, do presidents get taxed on their money? Because they're so intertwined, like the church and state, and there is that separation, but they're also on every single dollar bill. Like, every single amount of currency, there's the church involved in it too. So you'd also have to tax government. Like, you'd have to, if the government is being taxed now, of course the church needs to be taxed.
See, look, it is now obvious that the government and the church are one and the same, because why wouldn't you tax them? It's not. You have to tax them. Like, they.
Oh, okay. The president is not taxes them. Just to answer the question.
Oh,
the president does have to pay his taxes.
Oh, interesting.
Exactly. I mean, so then the churches do too. I mean, there's no reason, like, you're supposed to be a man of God and of humility and humbleness, and you're driving around a Mercedes-Benz. Like those collection plates, they need to be going to the community, just like, a lot of things in the government. Do you know how many people that are rich that actually do give to fundraisers and things like that? Like, and not everybody, they could do a lot more, of course. Everybody could do a lot more, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then it would de-incentivize the churches to do fundraising. If you got to give up a cut, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so I look at it this way. What's that? Northland Mall was, closed down back in April or March, and it's just going to be a dead space for now. But if a church were to occupy it it's worth about $1.5 million.
Still?
I doubt it now.
Okay.
But if a church were to, take over all of that space, they wouldn't have to pay anything for it.
Right.
Like, outside of maybe like the rent for it. But they don't have to pay like the taxes for it. They don't have to put any money towards it. So, yeah, actually, let me correct that myself. If when Northland was open, it actually put $1.5 million in taxes towards the city of Southfield. Right. So if a church were to, take over that space, that's just not that anybody has it now, but that's just $1.5 million not. That's just money not being put back into the community. That's money not being spent on like the roads or the education system.
Like all the things. Look. All the things that we are now complaining about can't be fixed with the church's money.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
for real.
But
that's
like,
how much money they
tax. They tax mosques.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a church in a form, So, like, what's the difference? Just because of what you view as God and your own opinion, And it comes down to America's, like, fucking power that they want to assume over everything else, So, like, it's all about really control. And the only reason they're not being taxed is because of how finely intertwined they are with our system.
Oh, yeah, definitely. As, they want to say, separation of church and state, but it's
for real.
Yeah, they're just pretty much using that as a front to actually, get dirty with the church and state. I don't know, I feel like I don't want to say like they get away with this stuff, but it's just they're kind of getting away with not having to pay taxes, and I want to say that's not fair or anything, but that's.
I mean, but it depends on what the churches are giving to the community too. Like, if
without a doubt, they're going to give to the community. I would hope the churches will give to the community. So, I mean, but nothing affects more than like dollars as well.
Well, it shows kind of, because if you like even go through Detroit, anywhere through the whole city, how many abandoned churches do you see? Why? It's because those are the ones that probably weren't giving back to the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then boom, it just shows, how many people try it, because it is an outlet for money. People use it as a way to, launder things. And
well, part of the reason why those churches don't exist is because the population that they were serving don't exist, especially in the case of the Catholic Church in the city. Oh, but it looks like we have a phone call.
Hey, got a phone call.
Welcome, caller, to Avenue and Friends. How you doing today?
How are you?
Hey, how you doing? This sounds like Todd.
Yes, it is.
Todd, you've been tuning in. I take it. What's your position on this? On taxing religious institutions in the church?
Tax them.
Okay, now why do you say that? You're very adamant in your statement.
They're rich.
Hey.
The problem I know with the Catholic Church, they expect you to give 10% of your yearly income to them.
Pay your tithes.
And to some people, that's a lot of money. But then they turn around and they use it for, nothing that's helping the community.
Yeah, I haven't seen them put any money into any recreation center for I don't know how many years.
And
it's a hell of an altar, though.
And we don't see any of it. So why not tax them? I mean, you
gotta tax them. You have to tax them. If they're taking that much money away from the community and not reinvesting it in the same community, you have to tax them. It makes sense.
Especially since they have their noses in so much government BS.
So much.
They deserve it.
So here's a question. How would you feel, because I feel like this is the route that people will go to in the church, are going to say, are you going to tax God? That's going to be a legit question. Like, you laugh, but that's a legit question that people are going to, like, really say from the church. So how do you feel about people with that question?
No, I wouldn't tax God, but it's the way that they're sticking their nose in the government. So why not tax them? If you're going to try to have say,
well, I'll tell you why.
What goes on?
I'll tell you why. Todd, I'll play devil's advocate here and play one of the proponents here. I could say that a tax exemption keeps the government out of church finances and thus upholds the separation of church and state. It is said that churches deserve a tax break because they provide crucial social services, and that church tax exemptions have been in place for over 200 years without turning America into a theocracy. Now, I'm just giving you a quote. I'm not agreeing with that statement. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. To that, but why are they? I mean, they're staying out of their money, but why are they staying out of controlling or passing all these bills? I mean,
and therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
therein lies the problem, because the last part of that statement, you really don't know how hard I had to say that with a straight face, because this country has become a theocracy of sorts. I believe we just talked about that on Tuesday after your show. Which is, of course, the Tattoo Music Lounge here Tuesday at 7, 6 Central, only on rawradiox.com.
Actually, it's 5 to
5 to 7. That's right. Ooh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Wah, 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 wah,
That's Lance's show.
That is Lance's show. That's when we were talking about it. Yeah, his show is on from 5 to 7, Tattoo Music Lounge. But it's true. We've become a theocracy already. So... I mean, is it time now to say that, those tax exemptions were a privilege, and it's not necessarily, true anymore that you deserve these?
If you're constantly sticking your nose in business that you just that the state deals with, to try to put rape insurance on women, to try to control women's rights via the Bible, then you need to lose it. I'm sorry.
If you
don't...
Oh, go ahead.
If you don't lose it, then stay out of the government.
I mean, I think regardless of even whether the government part is involved or not, they still need to be taxed. I mean, it's just more about equality. If everybody else is getting a tax put on them, down to the president, I mean, then they also need taxes to pay too. I mean, they definitely make enough, and there's no reason that those can't be contributed and put back into the government to be able to run our country better. I mean, they're evidently doing a horrible job, so they need a little bit more money. Maybe a tax on the churches might help this theocracy problem right now.
Yeah.
Either
we tax them or you stay out of the government.
And this is a very good point here. I like
that is. Say that again. Say that one more time.
If you don't want to be taxed, stay out of the government.
Very well put, sir. Very well put. Todd, I want to thank you for your call, and thank you for tuning in, sir.
Thank you, sir. I listen to it every week.
Man, thank you. And don't forget, guys, to make sure you tune in to Todd's show. That is Tattoo Music Lounge, Tuesdays at 4 Central, at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 Central, here on rawradiox.com. Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
You too.
Peace.
Folks, wow, this is a very good topic. Like I said, we did get a lot of feedback on this one. And our own Naya, who is, thank you, Naya, for listening in. She stated that as much as religious institutions provide opinions and criticisms of the state, they should be taxed, but excluding the poor churches that can barely fund their own opinion. Their own ministry, her opinion. And that is a very good point. She also mentions that the money that's generated by the church provides salary for pastors and head ministers. It's almost like the situation where you have in the NBA or the NFL where or any of those major league sports where they're kind of creating their own boundaries and their own salary caps and their own, all of a sudden you've got people who are making tens of thousands to making hundreds of thousands to making easily Michael Jordan, million. Yeah. And then all of a sudden after that, every decade you saw a new benchmark get set. Right now you've got bench players who are over here making 10, 15, 20 million, for 3 years. Are you kidding me? You're a bench player. You're a bench warmer. You've got more splinters up your ass than you have stats, and you're making millions. You were kidding me. But that's kind of the same situation that we've got here that Naya was actually kind of pointing out at. And also we had a response from James from Michigan, who said that if any pastor, minister, priest, rabbi, cleric, imam, or any other religious leader says anything dealing with politics, policy, government, or any social issues, of course, with the exception of trying to help the needy, which is the cause they should be doing anyway. It's in their text. It's in the religious text, folks. Duh. ... Tax. I'm going to really try to remember to keep this clean. I will bleep out everyone else's curse words but my own. Tax the out of them. Also, if any church reverend, I'm looking at you, Sharpton, or religious person or building makes any money outside of their operating costs, it goes to taxes.
Woo!
James also follows this up with saying, religion is about helping others, not forcing your beliefs on other people and making money off of it.
Religion.
Religion.
Well, there's some things in theory with. Anyway, that's a topic for another show.
Yeah,
I believe. But very, very strong points. A lot of people feel very passionate about this. But what about the people who say that we should not tax the churches? What about people who say that no? I mean, I'd like to hear from you. I'm curious to see why that is.
Well, like I said earlier, some people may just ask the question, are you going to tax God? Some people really do take their religion that seriously. Yeah,
what if God flips out?
We do live in, Michigan, the middle of America.
I'm looking at this article here from hotair.com where it states that taxing churches is a form of religious persecution. And the author goes on to state that the removal of these exemptions would be an enormously heavy burden for many and a catastrophic burden for some. And because this harsh, painful penalty would be imposed on churches almost entirely in response to their theologically and historically founded opposition to same-sex marriage, it would be a form of state-sponsored persecution, religious persecution. And that is how some conservatives and right-wing people, if you will, that's how some of them may feel.
Yep.
That's true.
And this person goes on to say that if we forbid religions to discriminate or empower the government to regulate how and against which behaviors a church is permitted to discriminate, we will have effectively ended religious freedom.
So pretty much they're using they're attacking the First Amendment.
Slope argument.
Yeah, they're really going. If we do this, we'll be going down this direction.
That sounds like the gay marriage argument too.
Yeah, if man and a man start marrying, they're gonna start marrying. We heard dogs and cows and horses.
I think that was said after interracial marriage was legalized too.
Yeah, they go down the slippery slope so fast.
And I really wish that we had the internet long enough or far enough, in the past to see how many people would have tweeted similar reactions after slavery was ended. I don't know. I don't.
You mean supposedly?
I don't want to play that card.
You mean supposedly ended? The date that it was abolished.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the date that it was abolished.
I would love to see. Yeah. I'd love to see how social media would have looked on that day. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Way too deep for where we usually go on this show.
Yeah.
But every now and then you got to mix it up. It's what we do here on Avenue and Friends. But don't worry, because when we come back, we'll be back to our usual bad puns and talking about idiots and whatnot. Because it's also what we do on Avenue and Friends, and we do it quite well.
The reason why these church people talk so much is because they're not being taxed.
That's a part of the reason. That is, Did you just drop Mike? If you could drop it?
Yeah, I think he did.
Wow. And Todd's over here going off. Religious persecution, my... Okay. All right, folks. We're going to get ready to go to our last break of the show. We're just moving right along, folks. It's Avenue and Friends. This has been a very smooth plane ride.
Real chill.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So we're gonna keep it moving. It's what we do, folks. I know, right? Maybe that helps. It's always a smooth ride when you're in the clouds. Thank you for flying Avenue and Friends. And next on your in-flight music selection today is Feral Ground with Fire. Please enjoy the flight.
That's my shit.
And remember to always pass to the left.
Yes.
When you're driving, because you can't speed. Anyway, be law-abiding citizens. Stop being holes.
I can't help it.
Here's Fire by Feral Ground on rawradiox.com and Avenue and Friends. Yeah, it's what we do.
For fucking around, expecting not to burn shit down, playing with fire. Dreams turn to ashes and fall from the sky. That's what you get for fucking
take my time, let me get this right. You changed my life, you were my light. I sit and wonder if you prayed for me. His day to day for me, basically night and day, I'm pleased. Seeing his face, I'm saying thanks for what you made for me. I understand and know the lies and see the pain I bring. Let's get back close, you say we can, I'm like, why can't we be? You slowly angered me, never seeing a change in me. So feel the pain in me. It's so legit if you stay asleep but awake, you see karma, you wish to rain on me. Where is this place in this room that you place this hate for me? I know I broke you, but also you spent time breaking me. You got me open, I'm back focused, escaping things. It's been hard to think or even take a break or leave. I take a breath and cut my arm slow to make it bleed. Another breath and my heart starts to race with me. I seek desire and feel the fire escaping me.
That's what you get for fucking around, expecting not to burn shit down, playing with fire. Dreams turn to ashes and fall from the sky. That's what you get for fucking around, expecting not to burn shit down, playing with fire. Dreams turn to ashes and fall from the sky.
Blazing like the phoenix, rising from the ashes, daydreaming about mansions in my Converse classics. Baby, I'm a star, shooting through the sky. You see the fire in my eyes, so that means don't play with me. I may forgive, but this feeling gon' stay with me. So it ain't no more asking you to pray with me. Say I'm a bad guy, but even Bobby couldn't save Whitney. Long as my money stay crispy, I'ma stay filthy. Get your own hands dirty before you try to tip me. You gon' get served and you ain't gotta be guilty. Shoulda knew she was a snake, cause her lace was so silky. But you love the way it tastes, and you love the way it smells. Forbidden fruit to quench your thirst, like a water from a well caught in the spell of born sinner. Opposite of a winner. Life could get colder than the blizzard in December. Said I'll be gone to November, but feeling more like forever.
That's what you get for fucking around, expecting not to burn shit down, playing with fire. Dreams turn to ashes and fall from the sky. That's what you get for fucking around, expecting not to burn shit down, playing with fire. Dreams turn to ashes and fall from the sky.
They say you need to make your mistakes in order to learn. Sometimes I think I make them twice. Love to watch it burn. Oh, 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 who doesn't love a good show? Until you feel the flame, then it's not the same anymore. You came here happy with your gasoline, lit a match that fast. You still don't know what it meant. The fire's burnt out, your last match spent. What's left? Ashes to ashes, flame to flame. Once it's burnt, it's not the same. Ashes to ashes and flame to flame. Once it's burnt, it's never the same.
Hey, it's Simone Winter. You're listening to Avenue and Friends on rawradiox.com.
Louder Than Life Music Festival returns to Champions Park near downtown Louisville, Kentucky, October 3rd and 4th, 2015. Second annual celebration of the region's culture and cuisine, once again featuring award-winning bourbons and spirits, gourmet man food, and a powerful music lineup. Louder Than Life's premier selection of bourbon, whiskey, craft beer, and gourmet man food is curated personally by festival creator Danny Weimer. The spectacular music lineup of rock legends and breaking talent include Rob Zombie, ZZ Top, Godsmack, Shinedown, Leonard Skinner, Slash featuring Miles Kennedy Conspirators, Breaking Benjamin, Three Doors Down, Bring Me the Horizon, and many, many more. For more information, visit www.louderthanlifefestival.com. You can also purchase tickets, camping packages, and VIP packages. Again, it's at www.louderthanlifefestival.com, October 3rd and 4th, 2015 in Louisville, Kentucky.
Release the hand.
shit is Wayne Brady, son!
And now, back to the show.
Just a few of them. Just a few, son.
And them droppers on deck.
Oh, jeez. That's the kind of stuff we on right now, folks. Welcome back to the show. It's Avenue and Friends, just dropping bombs and all types of stuff. We just all types of wrecking your Thursday afternoon. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. We are in the building. This is what we do. It's Avenue and Friends on RawRadioX.com. Thank you for tuning in. We're getting a lot of positive feedback on the show today. If you like what we do, tell a friend. Spread the word. Direct them to the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/That Avenue Show. We're also on Twitter. It's Av and Friends on Twitter. Hashtag AF Show. Get with it. It's a movement. We're trying to build something good here. DJ Dirty White is in the building. Of course, as you know, we said earlier, the new owner of RawRadioX.com. Welcome aboard, DJ Dirty White. Not a stranger to the family, of course. He's had the Dirty Words radio show here for quite a while, and of course now there's Crush Crew Radio with him and Andrew the Man Expert and Mr. Lee. He's now also the owner-operator of RawRadioX.com. DJ Dirty White. Yes. Congratulations.
That's a good pickup right there. You know.
It is.
Like, that's an absolute steal.
We are back. We got a little more show to go. We are getting ready to make our final approach to the runway, and we want to thank you for riding with Avenue and Friends today. It's just a little bit of what we do. We do this for you, so thank you to all of our listeners from Vancouver and Los Angeles, all the way to New York, Seoul, Helsinki is in the house, and so is Belgrade and Manila. Man. Sydney and Melbourne, of course, we love you as always. Detroit, we do it for you. We put on for our city, and this is what we do for you. It's Avenue and Friends, so we're going to keep this train moving, keep the plane in the air, and, we got a little bit more to talk about. So, Cheddar, that look on your face, that's a sign, and that's a sign that I is it time?
It might be time.
It might be time for that.
Is it time for a Cheddar Tale song?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess it equates to that at the end of the day. Yeah, no, I was just going to tell you what happened after the show last Thursday, man.
This sounds like a Cheddar Tale.
Because you already know we had that like half gallon in this motherfucker.
Yeah, that was the birthday show. Yeah, that was the birthday show.
You were
I was
toasty.
Back, man. How much of the bottle did I kill? Like, I don't even.
A lot.
You killed half of it here.
Yeah.
I ate all of your food.
Ooh, nice. I brought food.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
You brought like a nice little smorgasbord food.
You know what? And that's why this sounds. That's why this sounds like a Cheddar Tale in the making. So, Cheddar, you go right ahead and just drop it on us.
All right. So, from what I remember. I ended up leaving here. Somehow, I got in the car with the girl from Russia, her son in their RV, and the other dude from Cali, Rob. And I'm like tripping balls at this time. So we ended up going like to the Heidelberg or something. I ended up picking up two other girls. Like two other hippie chicks, and we drove around with them for probably a couple hours. Went down to check out all the art in the city. I ended up running into like my boss, and I'm like tore up from the floor up, but I somehow managed to like still get through that conversation, and seem alive. And then I ended up partying. I probably spent that night like just us partying all that. I probably spent like $400 that day. Just for no reason on some stupid shit, like, and I don't even really remember. I just woke up like 2 days later, like, so no one heard from me. They were like, what the hell happened? Yeah, I was out. I just slept for 2 days because I ended up staying up. But yeah, that was pretty much.
He said you up for what, 3.5 days?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was going hard. I mean, it was my birthday, so I definitely went out with kind of a bang. I was out for the whole weekend. Like, I made it to Friday night at like probably 3 in the morning, and then after that I was out for the whole weekend. So it was my weekend was made of rest. That was pretty cool.
Cheddar Tale.
No, I got kicked out of a couple places, you know, but
I know there's always more to share.
I'm just gonna keep those places to myself.
Anyone who rocks that Timmy Turner swag as well as you do, sir, has loads of freaking stories.
Yeah,
we know this, but maybe you should say some. Keep some in the tank.
There's a couple people pissed at me right now, and I'm sorry, y'all, for anything that happened that day, any trespassing or anything like that. I apologize to my ex too if any calls are made. You never know. Sick, because I can't even look at my phone log anymore. Yeah, it's a wrap.
Cheddar Tails.
That was Cheddar Tails right there.
I should have keep from drinking half gallons of scotch, man. That was too hard.
And it was louder scotch on top of it. It was how much was that? Like $8?
I don't even know, man. It's free.
Yeah.
It's the worst kind of liquor.
Actually, yes.
It's the best and worst.
It's the best and worst at the same time.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, all right, Cheddar.
That was a good move going to Cheddar for that.
Oh boy. You know what? On that note, I think it's time to remind you that today's show has been brought to you by our always trusty friends and partners, the folks who also help keep the show going. And, of course, by our good friends who keep, the thirst quenched.
One with me, guys. I'll have a scotch on the rocks. I'll have a Samuel Adams. I'll have a Samuel Jackson. You know something? I'll have a Samuel Jackson, too. Me, 3. 3 Samuel Jacksons coming right up.
Good motherfucking course, motherfucker. Samuel Jackson. Named painstakingly by me, Samuel L. Jackson. It'll get you drunk.
All right. And of course, how dare I forget?
These nuts.
Man, rare form today.
Every now and then you got to get yourself. Just to be fair. But no, our good friends at the divorce lawyer team of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And they bring to us today our story of just a little bit of irony. Hashtag, I want to start this off with hashtag love wins. Because I am an ally, and I was very, very proud of this nation, regardless of what you say. It's my belief. I think that was great.
Yeah.
But, we've already seen how quickly they've assimilated into the quote-unquote heterosexual lifestyle and culture.
Dysfunctional?
Yeah. I will say this. Probably, other than, of course, the LGBT community and their allies, of course, countless friends and family, the other people who were probably celebrating the hardest that day were divorce lawyers, because this was a brand new, untapped market that they now had access to. It was like a brand new industry had just opened up, and there was nothing but profit. Nothing but all day, like I say, all night, such a sight.
Oh, man.
It's pretty. It's pretty because it's already being proven that, like I said before, if people they want the right to be miserable like the rest of us, let them eat cake.
Yep.
And I've always believed in hashtag equality. That is a true story.
Oh, so, man. Get a taste of this equality right here.
From the WNBA.
Oh, that's a good segue. Yeah.
Brittany Griner and Glory Johnson are involved in separation proceedings that could get very messy very quickly.
Ooh, it's already messy.
Mess isn't the word. This is a heap. This is an incinerator. This reeks. How long were they married?
Was it 28 days?
28 days.
They did it.
They made a bigger mockery,
28 days later.
a quicker mockery of marriage than Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries.
Yep.
Okay, that's impressive. They made a quicker mockery of marriage than Donald Trump, Rush Limbaugh, and whoever the fuck they were with.
Yep.
Okay. Again, folks, very impressive. You like how I censored myself. Whoever the they were with.
Yeah.
But according to U.S. Today, in documents filed in Maricopa County, Arizona, that's Phoenix for you guys, Superior Court, Brittany Griner claimed she was pressured into marriage under duress and further alleged fraudulent statements were made by Johnson. If for any reason the court denies to grant the annulment, Griner has stipulated that divorce proceedings immediately commence and also be held in Maricopa County. In the documents, Griner also stresses she has no biological relationship with the child. Of course, Glory Johnson became pregnant by in vitro fertilization using donated sperm.
And here's a twist for that. She
another
didn't let Brittany Griner know.
Oh.
She did not let her know.
Now, speaking of twist, how much money is Glory Johnson asking for as a part of this?
$1,000
a month.
A month.
Man, Brittany Griner
not
can't
even
pay
for
that,
child
man.
support, spousal support.
Quit buying prostitutes. You quit buying prostitutes.
Aren't they both in the WNBA?
Quit buying prostitutes. You quit buying prostitutes.
I'm just so confused on it. It's so messed up for Brittany Griner, really.
I don't know how to feel about this story. It's got me all discombobulated. Like blah, 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 blah,
This is equality.
Motherfucker, do you speak it?
This is equality. Quality.
I want to say that I think when it comes to this situation and true equality, I do want to say though, I want to quote the great coach Dennis Green, who probably summed it up best.
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were.
Yeah.
They're what we thought they were. Yeah. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull?
Yeah.
We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
Took it.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Yeah.
Crown them.
But they are who we thought they were.
Yep.
And we let them off the hook.
Like we ain't letting nobody off the hook.
I don't know. Not today. I'm in the right state. I'm in a good mood, folks.
How do y'all feel about?
I don't know why that fit in. How do you feel about this?
Call in a month, like
313-462-0107 if you want to call in, chime in about that. Glory Johnson asking for $20,000 a month to help raise a child that she became pregnant by, did not tell her 28-day month, not even month, 28 days, 4-week long spouse. And now she wants her to pay up. I want to say to all of my aggressive and I don't know if this term is proper anymore. I don't like, I want to be more proper, but my more aggressive lesbian friends, welcome. This is now your welcome.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. I shake your hands. Thank you. You can drown your sorrows at the bar. It is that way. The bar stools are plentiful because there are a lot of us who are sitting there on a nightly basis.
Welcome. Brittany Griner, you might be in that same area where Nas is at right now, or going to be at.
Yeah, Nas is going through something like this right now too.
His his baby's mother was it Carmen, if I remember her name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. She. Their child is now 19 or 20 years old, and Nas was paying like a ridiculous amount of money per month for child support. But the weird thing is that now that the child is 19 or 20, Nas doesn't have to pay child support. Right. Guess what Carmen wants? More child support.
Yep.
So she's been pretty much going for 18 years. She said that she doesn't have a job. She doesn't have any experiences. She's never really tried to because she's admitted that she's been living off of Nas's checks. And now she still wants to live that lifestyle. Because, a kid doesn't really need $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month to live by. You really don't need all that money.
She blew his money.
Yeah.
She blew the kid money.
And now she's asking for more even though the kid is, done. That's 18. It's like, for real?
Get out! She should be paying the kid back.
It ain't hard to tell.
No. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, come on, man. I don't know. I'm almost feeling sorry for Carmen, though, now. All she needs is one mic. Just someone to, like, hear her. Just hear her please.
I mean, yeah. She knows she can be what she want to be. But she works hard at it.
The world is hers. I mean, come on. Who are we to deny?
She needs to reverse her thinking.
She just needs a lawyer to represent her.
She needs a hero. A hero.
Maybe she needs God's son.
Maybe.
I don't know, dude. I think honestly, all jokes aside, we shouldn't judge the situation because, see, Carmen is like.
Oh.
Yeah, you give yourself the ring for that one. I'm like,
yeah, she's that.
Yeah.
Can I throw the flag? What's the yellow flag for myself? I'll dock myself 5 yards on that one. That's fine.
I've been waiting to throw this for a month.
I'm sure you were longer than a month. I'm sure. 5 yards for me. There it is. All right, there we go. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Michael Jordan wasn't perfect from the foul line.
All right, he lost some too.
That's right. Folks, wow. Following the heels of that last story, though, with Brittany and Glory there, in the great state, the Sunshine State, the great state of Florida, where only the most sane, the sanest of the sane people in this fine country of ours reside. Police arrested a woman, a 57-year-old woman, for battering her female domestic partner with a dildo.
Oh, no.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger.
Oh,
that's mushroom stamping the shit out of it.
Oh no!
If you at home could really just see the shit-eating grin on my face as I played that clip, I'm a little proud of myself for the timing of that.
Hey, dog!
A Florida woman is facing domestic battery charges after allegedly using a dildo to batter her female domestic partner during a fight in the couple's residence. The confrontation Saturday evening occurred while a St. Petersburg Police Department officer was inside the home of Annette Kilhern and a Gamzee Kapner Ridley. This whole story is quite funny. The women tussled over possession of a dress, and the officer directed Kilhern not to touch the 47-year-old Kapner Ridley. However, shortly afterwards, the defendant intentionally shoved a dildo in the victim's face.
Oh.
Something like this. And which, if you listen to Radio Franchi here on Raw Radio X from 7 to 9 p.m. on Wednesdays, that's right. Ooh, all day, dropping plugs. If you hear them, you'll often hear that because sometimes that's the sound of, my unit touching the mic. But all jokes aside, sometimes it's hard to control. But that's what happened in this case, where the defendant shoved a dildo in the victim's face and grabbed her right arm while arguing whose the dress belonged to. So the cop arrested her for domestic battery for shoving a dildo in her girlfriend's face.
So the victim should have had a strap on her.
Oh! I think the problem is that the victim was stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, nice, nice. Y'all are great today. Y'all are great.
Folks, we're here every Thursday. It's Avenue and Friends. Make sure you tell a friend. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. It's facebook.com/That Avenue Show. And on Twitter, it's Av and Friends, #AF Show. Spread love. That's all we ask for. It's free to listen to.
I'm gonna start doing this show in the hammock.
Just tell friends and just listen, tune in, and the more you tune in, the more we can give it to you. That's what I'm saying. We love doing this for you, and we do it every week. So on that note, I think we're gonna get ready to land this plane and wrap it up. Thank you for joining us on this flight. It's been a very smooth ride. Very little. Almost no turbulence in the skies. Very smooth, calm ride. And we have now arrived at the North Terminal of Detroit Metro Airport. We're back, baby.
Man, good job.
Yeah, we made it.
Yeah. It is currently 70 degrees here in Romulus, Michigan, 72 in Midtown Detroit. And at Raw Radio X Studios, it is a beautiful, clear 73 degrees. So enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon, and welcome to the weekend for those who call this your Friday. I'm Avenue, and as we get ready to go, I think it's time to see what we've learned for the day.
Yeah.
I think it's time we do that. I know you were waiting for that, Clutch. I know.
I was about to say, are you going to cut us off about telling?
No. So we'll start it off to the left because, always pass to the left in traffic and otherwise. Fines. What have you learned today, sir?
So, today, Donald Trump, you're fired.
Yeah.
You're fired a lot, apparently. And churches, apparently by the public, we believe that churches should be taxed.
Yeah. We the people, right?
Yeah, we the people. Representative of the people.
Can we remind the people that?
We probably should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Naya, we need you back, dog.
Oh, Naya, we miss you. We miss you.
You would have crashed the plane.
Right.
Right.
Or, never mind. Anyway, this show has been brought to you by groceries. Say bye to the folks.
All right, see y'all.
Cheddar. What have we learned today, sir?
You always ask me that shit. I'll never learn shit, man. I need to quit getting high enough for this break.
Are you like a sponge, sir? Do you retain the knowledge, and then as soon as anyone touches you, and it rings it out, it all pours right out?
That's I learned peace, love, and that churches need to give some more money back. I learned that y'all the shit, and we really do need Naya here. Where you at, yo?
Oh, yeah, she's not feeling too good today, so she'll be back next week.
Oh, get well.
So, all right, tell the folks, tell them bye, Cheddar.
I love y'all. Peace out.
Clutch. Hoops and buckets, sir. Hoops and buckets. Where's your highlight reel?
All right, so, I'm shooting from 3-point shooting contest today. So, look, you got to tax the churches. We've learned that. They talk too much, they influence too much, and they don't give any money back. They don't even give any money back by law. We need a little cut. Also, Cheddar Tales were amazing. Naya get well soon, and yeah, I pretty much think that we're doing a great job here. We're building something good here, y'all. Well, I'm learning.
All right. Well, all right. That's the end of the flight for you, sir. So tell them peace out.
Oh, stay clutch.
There it is. All right. So, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in to another Avenue and Friends. We do it for you, for real. So just tell a friend, spread the word, and get the message out because, that's all we're trying to do. Open your minds and your ears. Even though I am sort of the facilitator, the host, the master of ceremony, if you will, this show is still a learning experience for me as well. And I've learned quite a bit today. I too have learned that it does seem like there is a major general consensus with the American people, at least with our sample survey size, that we should be taxing the religious institutions, especially considering that they do have so much sway in public policy and hold so much power that way. I've also learned that it takes a team effort to keep things moving. And when you have a solid team with you, and when you got good people with you, that's really all it takes. That's what you need. So I just want to make sure that everyone, the people who are close to you, make sure you appreciate them, and just make sure they know that they're important to you, because you got to just spread love and reciprocate, show the love that's been shown to you. On that note, folks, we're gonna get ready to we're gonna call it a day. I want to thank you for supporting me and keeping me going, keeping this going. It's Avenue and Friends on rawradiox.com. There's a lot more in store. Stick around. Good things are coming. And a lot of good things are coming. And it's a good feeling. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stick around for Detroit Pulse Radio and the Academy later on. Nerd Table and Crush Crew. And finish off your Thursday strong here on rawradiox.com. On that note, here's an appropriate song to end the show with. Here's Still Standing with Jill Scott, Pharoah Monch. Welcome to the weekend, folks. We'll see you next week.
Stay off of the leaves. Do not play in the grass or climb the trees. You can't breathe, let alone you get stung by bees. Lord Jesus, your chest might freeze up. 13 months old with a lung disease that almost took my life twice, brought me to my knees. A system not designed for you to achieve. Police squeeze, library lies, a teacher deceives. But I rose to the top of my class like Kareem. I like the Lakers in the 80s, so worthy I'm Kareem. Not MTV, but my sweet 16s. Married the mic, a love supreme. I'm clear it was a miracle the way I wedded the rhythm. Spiritual looking back at it, a lyrical exorcism. A half of the Afro-American dream. The rap for quarterback for a professional team. I'm still standing. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still standing. Never been a trigger man, crack never pedaled that. Opposite a jigger man, double my expectancy. Can you believe it? Look, no bullet wounds, not paraplegic. Still standing like the Pledge of Allegiance. Moves made both emotional and strategic. My heart disintegrated in a million pieces. Listen, that's life. Deal with it. Press reset. Download pain. Write a thesis. Perform for millions. Brazilian visas. Transcontinental indigenous divas that speak multiple languages for unspeakable reasons. And still there are places that I've never been. Like the Statue of Liberty, my knees will never bend. Except for when I'm speaking to God, it feels like halftime. I'ma reach for the stars, I'm still standing. Still standing.
It helped me grow, and it helped me know which way to go and which way to not go. And I'm so grateful, yeah, I'm so grateful. 'Cause I'm still standing. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. So great. I'm still standing. I'm so grateful. Still standing. Still standing. Standing in the light.
Hey, it's Avenue, and you're listening to RawRadioX.com. Real Raw Radio.